guys? TheCampingRusher here. Welcome back to Factions Base Tour, everybody. You look good today, by the way. Guys, this is a show that comes out every single Saturday, a brand new episode at 10 p.m. Eastern. Today, we are actually on my home faction server here on TheArchon, Crimson. This is where I do my main show every single day, and we are touring the Berserk base. I actually had a couple different ones in mind. Again, you can apply via the comment section of this video for TheArchon if you want your base to be reviewed. I had a couple applications, or a few pretty good ones, and different styles. There was going to be a really unique one for this episode, but it's postponed until next week, so make sure to tune in next week. A really unique base coming your way. As for this one, Nick6618 left the comment. Obviously the Berserk faction, one of our allies actually here on Crimson. And very unique because the interior design and a big gap, and we'll get into the details right now. Also, every single episode, I always ask you to name the base. And so yeah, the last episode, the winner was OP Warrior. Call the base Drop of Blood, because their name is Blood Oath, and it's they put their sweat and blood into their base. And although more people build bigger and more defense bases, these people built kind of more of the old standard of the Archon, hence the drop. So Drop of Blood, very, very cool and descriptive name with hidden meaning underneath. I love it. Keep in mind that theme as we go into this episode, and think of a name and write it in the comments below, and you could be featured in next Saturday's episode. All right, starting off. Pretty, not unique, but normal. They got cobwebs on the top. That's a little bit different, just a delay on the roof. And then they've got the water defense for cannons, and they are on the border, but they are not on the corner. Now, one of the coolest things about this base is the gap, so get ready for this. Check this out. I'm in a higher speed flying mode right now. The gap on this thing is massive. Like it said in the comment, 200 blocks. There is no way you are making a boat across this gap. It's way too big. As for walls, they've got the cobweb to kind of prevent against the, even if you want to try boating, you've got to bring a wither all the way across, take out the cobweb, and then boat, and eventually your boat will not make it, and you will die anyways, and enjoy the death band. But as for their walls, they've got kind of the new standard of walls here on the Archon. Massive amounts. It just goes. It's like you could fit a whole country in these walls, dude. it wraps all the way around. Walls would take, again, hours and tens of hours to get through, and without them seeing you during that time, is highly unlikely you would probably be caught. That is the exterior. Let's get into the uniqueness of this base, which is the interior. The cool aspect of this base is that it is all in different separations. So each person, or I guess two people, I'm not too sure, they each have their own cell within this base. Not only does this protect against maybe possible betraying teammates, it prevents against cannoning. Say this base got raided by a cannon somehow. If the attackers want to cannon every single piece of loot, they are going to have to move the cannon 8 to 10 times, because there are many boxes within this base that hold not only mods but trusted members as well. Again, another bonus of this style of Obsidian boxes, everyone trapped in but safe but trapped. It's a weird concept. It allows more people than just mods to live in this protected area. The one I'm in now, I think, is one of the bigger boxes with for one of the mods. Obviously, they've got some gear, some TNT. We'll get more into that for the calculations. A bedrock in the middle, and we're going to be just touring through. This is the first box. The next box looks very similar, but it is, again, a different one. They got sand on the chest, but another storage area, sort of the same. Prop 4, I can't even open it. Dang, I want to see the loot. Nothing really new here from the other box. Another obsidian enclosure. Very protected, very excluded, and that is the main strategy of this thing. This would be one of the shared boxes, it looks like. This area is much bigger, but according to these two signs, there's two people that share this home. Kind of like roommates. Kind of like roommates in college, except they do get a bigger area. Lots of storage space. And even though it's so many multiple rooms for these people, they still have lots of area to store their loot and get the most use out of this base that they can get. Moving down to a probably more shared area of the base, and that is the spawner section. I assume only for mods, or they may have one modded section, one trusted section for these spawners. But what they got carrying right now is iron golems on one side and creepers on the other. You can see they already have people AFKing as we speak, being very efficient with their time. Let's go down and just check out their collection area. Down here you got black glass. It looks beautiful, blends in with the dark obsidian very nicely. And then coming down here, you can collect your creeper, or what is it? Sorry, gunpowder. I was gonna say creeper dust. Gunpowder on one side from the creepers, and then they look to have it organized here. So they got iron and, you know, the poppies, the collection from the IGs. What it looks like, the way to distinguish it usually, and I think I was right, these are all mods, but what it is they've got areas for each of them to sell. So this is, this row here, this is Wilson's money. No one sells his, because if he wants his money, he's got to sell them himself. Now, they've also got donations, so it looks like these would go to other trusted faction members, and they're kind of splitting the wealth within their, you know, within their group. A stable faction economy, you could even call it, which is pretty cool. So a nice organized way of doing it. I don't think the creepers produce as fast yet, so it's not too organized here. But again, they're evolving as we go. One of the final areas, and it's actually still being worked on. We will touch on it when we get in a call with the owner of the faction, Nick, here. But this is the area they're working on, kind of their main hub. This is where they would, I guess, look at the rules. Another area for all the mods. Probably, you know, not maybe even a few trusted, because there's nothing really of value other than the bedrock, which can't really be stolen. But they've got wall check. Which, how does this thing work? They got redstone set up here. I'm just debating how it works. Oh, is it an emerald? Let's see. Yeah, an emerald. So I guess whichever emerald is not up, I should switch that back. Wall check. So whoever's day it is, whoever is not emeralded, I think they may have just built this, so I don't know if it's actually in proportion, because it makes sense to have the emerald person the one checking. But they gotta check the walls, make sure no one's raiding, keep that safety and security on top of things, so the base can stay protected. Over here, what do they got here? The rules. There are no rules when you challenge Berserk. End of story. I think they made a room just to say that, just to be cocky. You know, if you put enough effort and time into a room just to be cocky and confident, I got respect for you. You gotta walk the walk, I guess, too. But there it is. This is their main hub in production. As we go down further and further, I think I've found the spawner area and maybe the shared area for the trusted members. Maybe not the mods, but the trusted. They've got brewing stands, a nice area to work here with, and they've got blaze spawners. You guys know blaze and iron golems kind of go hand in hand. They're both very efficient, very good at making money. And yes, I see here, like, It's Lucy. Let's just take a quick peek here. It's Lucy. It's Lucy is not a mod. She is trusted, and like I said, this is the trusted common area of the Berserk faction base. We are getting down to the lower parts of the base now. I'm not sure if this area is raided or not. We're gonna touch on some things again when we get in a call with Nick here. But it looks a little destroyed, but I don't want to be insulting, because maybe this is just their design. I'm not too sure. Not sure. We'll ask Nick about this, because I know Berserk has had a few problems here and there. But as we get lower, these are where the problems used to occur. And I think that yes, this is the end of the base on the interior. That is the base. Again, the reason I chose it, it's such a unique design internally, because it's split up into so many different sections. I feel like it honestly makes the base more efficient, the faction more efficient, and it's a good way of doing things. It gets more people involved, more people protected, and more people given the ability to store their loot safely. So awesome, I guess, strategy by Berserk. I really do love the base. We're going to take a break here and go talk to the owner of Berserk and get more info on this thing. Nick6618, the owner of Berserk. Thank you, first of all, for letting me tour your base here on Factions Crimson. How's your day going, man?
Good, thanks. How's yours?
Absolutely fantastic. Thanks for asking. You've got a very unique base in the sense of the division and security of the base with the obby boxes. That's what really stands out with this base. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's for cannoning because it's a half cannoning server, I guess.
Exactly. It's perfect for security. So if someone raids you guys, they don't only have to raid one part, they gotta raid multiple parts, right?
Correct.
Yeah, even though this is the wither part of the half wither, half cannon server, cannons are still a big threat, and why not defend against it if you can? So I enjoy the obby security. So what is that the main reason you did it, just for defense, or why'd you go with this I guess secluded type of base where you have different sections?
Well, it is in the end, but still, just in case, I guess if they do try and cannon the base,
Yep.
it would have to you'd have to reverse hammer to get all of them or whatever, and it's just a lot more secure. So they'd have to probably reset their cannon maybe or whatever.
Yeah. Awesome, understandable. All right, well, let's get into some questions. So first off, how long's this base been up? I know I kind of generally know, obviously, this is where I do the main show on Crimson, but how long has the base been up, and how much time to create this base?
Actually, it's been up for like 1 to 2 months.
Oh.
And it took about a week to two to build.
Yeah, cool, dude. That's awesome, man. It's a very successful base. I mean, the server has been up for just about 2 months now, so you've been up basically since the start, this area.
Yeah, we had another base, and we decided to make an N one because that's what we feel we're best at.
Yeah, yeah.
So a couple weeks in, we built a new one, and this is it, and it's been standing ever since.
Awesome, dude. Well, congratulations on that. And it still looks like you're doing work on the base. You're still growing the interior, I assume.
Yeah. So we decided redid it a couple times. We just felt like we wanted to make it look better and stuff like that,
Yep.
and we're kind of still renovating a bit.
Cool, man. Yeah, it looks amazing. So, next question. Any bad experiences that have occurred during the build of this base? Has anything went wrong in a sense?
Yeah, there's a base below the one that we're currently in,
Okay.
and it was insided,
Yeah.
and we still don't even know who it was, but we had suspicions, so we demodded 2 or 3 mods or so, just to be sure.
So it was like a stealth inside. Like what was it? Stuff was getting stolen, or people TP'd in, and you never found out who exactly.
No, just one day, everything was just gone. Every spawner, every piece of armor, and no one, and had to been someone because they mined through every single floor, and it was owner claimed, and only a mod could do that.
Dang, dude, that's hardcore. And like, you think you got rid of them, but maybe you got the wrong guy, and they could still be lurking potentially.
So then after that, we remade another one on top of that,
Yeah.
and then someone we think got their account hacked.
Yeah.
We're not sure, and then the base was insided again.
Jesus, man.
And so we didn't want to have to make we feel our walls took a long time, and we if it's a account hack, then I think we should just keep the base. So we just made another one on top of that one again.
Wow, man, this base has been through a lot already. Holy crap. It must stress you out a little bit, dude. Well, congrats on kind of getting through it. Obviously, you've lost parts of the base, but it seems like you're recycling because you are using it for a trusted part now, for your trusted members.
Yeah, we boxed off their homes. They don't have homes in there anymore.
Okay.
And it's for trusted people now. And the new base, this part has been up for like almost a month, so it happened a while ago.
Awesome, man. Well, it seems like you're making do. You're working with what you've got, and like I said, recycling old materials, I guess. Next question: obviously we're allies on Crimson. Who is your main enemy? Who do you fight with most? Would you say?
Pretty much, I think we fight with Temper the most.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Being with with TN, you guys and stuff like that. I feel like Temper would probably be like one of our main enemies, I'd say.
Okay, and well, obviously, last episode of the main show, I called out because you've probably realized chat has been very toxic recently. Lots of trash talk, more than usual going on, and we thought the main culprits of it are Temper's person, Toxic Killer or something like Tropical Killer, sorry. And we actually did a clip or a little thing there with Temper, and we asked them to get rid of him, or we're putting the gas pedal on. So if you didn't know, all TN allies right now, our job is to track down anything related to Temper and destroy it, no matter how much it costs us, because we need to get rid of the toxic, the negative in chat, and until Temper be rids of that person, they're going to be rid of, well, we're going to be rid of all their bases, their loot, etc. So just making sure Berserk knows that, because we're starting just an absolute extinction of Temper. That is the goal right now in the main show.
Yeah, and that would be really fun to take them out too.
Real fun. All right, man, last question. History of Berserk, because Berserk, you guys started in Platinum, and I feel like, has there been different owners? What is the evolution of Berserk as a faction?
Okay, this one's a pretty long story, but so I think like the original owner of Berserk, like back like on Platinum, was Brandocraft.
Yeah.
And his account was hacked. Everything was disbanded. We were like the recruitment faction at the time, and we decided to take over the faction. And we took over the base, and we ended up paying like 5 mil and 2 stacks of gaps for the name at one point in time. We finally got it back, and I wasn't the owner still yet though. And then eventually I became the owner as the actual owners went on vacation, I think, and I just took it over, and they never really came back. So I'm just owner on Crimson now, and we've gone from ally to enemy, but now we're ally now, so that's pretty cool.
That's an awesome story. A reason I asked that question is just because the evolution of Berserk is a real cool one. The way it has stuck around for, again, over 4 or 5 months probably, from different owners, and I didn't even know you were the recruiting faction and took over, kind of an apprentice to master kind of thing. That's awesome. So thanks for meeting with me today. Thanks for allowing me to tour this base. Again, I hope we can do some good things together as allies. I wish you the best, Mr. Nick, and let's keep fighting against our enemies here on the Archon, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, the calculations are in. From where, you ask? Well, I just did them myself. Here we go. I hope you're enjoying. Before we do this, touch that like button. Just a simple reminder, if you do enjoy this show, to give it a little support. You're all beautiful. Thanks for being here. I love you lots. All right, here we go. Based on 18 IG spawners, 6 creeper spawners, 12 blaze spawners, 26 dubs of prop 4, 13 stacks of god apples, 20 pieces of bedrock, and $6 million worth of miscellaneous items, the total value for the Berserk base here on pvp.thearchon.net is $84,565,000. Woohoo! Congratulations, Berserk. That is absolutely phenomenal. And of course, we are not seeing the normal, 250-ish values that we usually see. That's because you got to remember we're a month and a half, 2 months into this show, and it just doesn't happen to always be that way. And of course, this is not OP factions. We've had billion-dollar bases before on OP factions. That isn't the case with these normal faction servers. If we find a billion-dollar base on here, GG, game over, man. Thank you, everybody, for liking, commenting, viewing, and sharing my channel with even just one of your friends or family members. It means the world to me, seriously. Like I said, I love you guys a lot. Make sure you're tuning into the Daily Faction Show every single day. And check out next Saturday. We're going to have a really unique base for you. A new style of defenses that's never been seen before. So I'm very excited to showcase that. Put it in your calendar, 10 p.m. Eastern next Saturday. Hope you're having a beautiful evening. Touch the like button if you enjoyed. I'll talk to you all soon. Goodbye.